The following is a paid advertisement. The opinions and views expressed do not reflect those of WLIE2 or its employees. You know, it's been stated that one particular project in an apartment building next to a school gave B12 a bad rap. You know what? It's simply not the case at all. It was the anti-capitalists of Cahaba Heights. They alone are to blame for ruining the reputation of an exquisite zoning ordinance. B12, it's the gold standard of zoning ordinances. It is gloriously lawless. A developer's greed is unleashed. B12 empowers the free market for the benefit of hard-working investors. You know, B12 may not even be perfect. It has some limitations. First of all, no buildings can be built on the last 30 feet of the property. The building height, it seems, is actually limited to 35 feet or 3 stories, and you got to put a sidewalk out front. Now, while the lawyers and administrators on the Vestavia Hills payroll were happy to ignore the second limitation, a group of lemonade stand socialist troublemakers, these community activists, also known as communists, have suggested adding a residential density cap. The Vestavia Hills city manager is fighting for us against additional restrictions on B12 zoning. You know what? Limits are for losers. Mountain Brook has limits on residential developments. No more than 12 units can be built per acre. And we all know how their neighborhoods and school system is doing. But who in the world would want to live somewhere where the quality of education and the safety of neighborhoods stand in the way of profit opportunities? Parking requirements. They already severely limit the residential density to somewhere a little over 50 units per acre. Let me have our engineer Bob come up and illustrate. Bob, would you come on up and explain that? All right, now 1 acre is 43,560 square feet, and if we're looking at a square lot, those dimensions would be 208 feet, 8.5 inches square. But for the sake of simplicity, we're just going to use a 210 foot by 210 foot lot for an example. Now, let's cover the basics. We're going to need to get a residence in and out. We're going to put in a 20-foot wide driveway. And we're also required to build a sidewalk out front. And we're not allowed to put any buildings on the back 30 feet of the lot. Okay, and that covers all the design requirements. On-street parking counts towards the required total, so it's a good chance we're going to be able to get the city to pay for it. So we're going to put 11 spaces out front here. We're going to use the most recent apartment building, multifamily building here in Vestavia Hills. So we're going to use the Vestavia Reserves. We're going to use their 870 square foot single bedroom apartment for this model development. We can only fit 6 of them across before we get into the space that we set aside for the driveway. So let's add another row of units, giving us the grand total of 12. In the city of Mountain Brook, this is where you'd have to stop putting in apartments because they have a strict limit of 12 units per acre. But in Vestavia Hills, we do things a little bit different. We do have parking that will limit us somewhat. A 1-bedroom unit is required to put in 1.25 parking spaces each. And that's 15 spaces here with these 12 units. So by adding 8 more by the side of the building, because that's just the way it fits, it gives us 3 wasted spots. And we've got a whole lot of empty space. You know, we'd leave trees or we could put in grass, but that's just not going to happen. So let's go ahead and take advantage of the 3-story limit. And now we have 36 apartments, but we're going to need more parking. That's 45 spaces in total. And it looks like in the part where we're not allowed to put any building, we've got room for 23 here at the back. And we'll still need 3 more spaces so we can put 7 here. We still got a lot of wasted space. And as a lot of developers will tell you, green is only good when you can fold it. So let's throw in 1 more row of 1-bedroom apartments. In this model of 66 parking spaces, 42 units. 66 divided by 1.25 is 52.8, so we can definitely build 10 more units. So let's add 2 floors here and one floor here. And as you can see, parking has drastically limited the development of this model acre of land. All right, so I've got nothing else. It's over here.
The proceeding was a paid advertisement. The opinions and views expressed do not reflect those of WLIE2 or its employees. All trademark names, logos, music, sound, and clips appearing in this video are the property of their respective owners with which they are associated.